It has been quite a while since I've done a message in the car. Welcome or welcome back to my channel if you've never seen my face before. My name is Lauren. I'm your resident intuitive baddie. And I'm going to talk to you about this car. Because, um, this is one of those messages where you're going to have to bear with me and just come along for the ride. Metaphorically, because the car is not moving. I am obviously parked. Um, yeah, so I drive a Mercedes. I'd like to call it a starter Mercedes. It's a CLA class. I got it when I was 25. So when I was 25, that's like I'm 30, turning 31. So that was about 6-ish years ago. And this was around COVID time. So when I got my car is actually just after I had gotten laid off from Starbucks because of COVID. And the thing about Starbucks is when you work for Starbucks, they you become part of, or like you automatically get stock as an employee. Which they call everybody their partners. They give everybody stocks. And because I had been there for 5 years, my I had quite a bit of stock. So when actually, or was this before? This might have been a little bit before I got laid off. Doesn't matter because I used the stocks. Anyways, I knew I wanted a car because at the time I so previous to that I actually had the complete opposite. I had a really really old classic car. I had a 1988 what was it, a a Chrysler. Beautiful car. And when I say beautiful car, I mean I used to get stopped on the road with that car, and people would tell me, "Do you know, like, this car must be older than you? Do you know what kind of beauty you're driving?" And when I moved out of this house, I left that car with my dad because, um, yeah, my parents needed the car more than I did, and I'm like what I was like early 20s, so subway could suffice for me. I had a lot of friends that drove. I didn't need it. But the problem is my dad didn't take care of that car. Um and if you've ever had an old car before, you know that it requires a lot of love and maintenance if you want to keep it running. And he took a lot of shortcuts. So um yeah, eventually it wasn't usable anymore. So um we had no cars. So anyways, I decided I wanted a car. And at the time when I was looking at cars, I I knew what kind of look for a car I wanted. I knew I wanted a sleek look. Funny enough, what I should have gotten, or what I think I should have gotten, was a Toyota, but because my ex at the time had a Toyota, um I didn't want to be driving the same car as my partner. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. Anyways, so I knew I wanted a car that had that kind of look though. That I don't know how to explain that type of look, but there were a handful of cars that had it that I was looking at. So Toyota was one, but like I just said, I wasn't trying to drive the same car as my partner for some reason. I was looking at Mazdas, and this car kept coming up. And the reason why I actually went with this car, because especially if you know me in real life, I could fucking care less to have a luxury car. But what sold me on this car was this sunroof. I think I went a little too far. This big ass sunroof. Because I love sun. I've always loved sun. I've always loved the light. Um, and this, out of all the cars that were available when I was browsing all the like all the cars I could get, this one had this big sunroof, and I didn't know much about cars. So I looked at the price. I was, because of the stocks, I was able to afford the down payment. So I was like, and with the with how much I was earning then, I could technically afford it. At least I thought I could. So I got the car. The car came from, so I live in Toronto, but this car actually came from a dealership in Montreal. That was one of that was one of my mistakes. They offered to deliver it for free. Should have been a red flag. Unfortunately, when they brought it, my brother was the one who checked it, and he doesn't know much about luxury cars either. So we drove it, and yeah, like as a car, it functioned beautifully. It drove beautifully. So it was like, all right, yeah, take the car. Um. Anyways, long story short, I mean, there was a couple things that I wouldn't say were wrong with the car, but I guess the previous owners, and like the dealership knew this, and I think that's why they were so keen on selling it to me. But there was like they had sold off a couple parts, because now I know that when you get a luxury car, that means you are also, or like, if I were to go back in time and tell my younger self, I'd say, no, no, don't get this car, because you are now going to have to think about luxury parts, premium gas, and everything that you pay for, that you would pay a certain amount for in a regular car, you're going to be paying extra for, because this is a luxury car. And that's insurance, and oh, that's it. So yeah, insurance, premium gas, parts. So, for the last 5 years I've had this car, it's been a mix of, it's like every time somebody comes in my car, every time somebody sees my car, everyone like tells me I have a nice car. Not in the same way that people would stop me before, or like, because when I had the classic car, like on the road, people would roll their windows down and tell me I have a nice car. The way that, like, people would only tell me I had a nice car if they were just meeting me and they saw the car, or if they were somebody that was driving somewhere and they got in the car. And I acknowledged that I had a nice car, but something about it, or from the fact that it came with so much premium cost, there were times that even though I was getting praise and compliments, I almost felt like imposter syndrome in a way. And but it was interesting, because at the same time, I would have other times where I would be like, no, I meant to have this car because I meant to be rich. And certain things happened around the same time. So when I think, okay, so I think this is the actual order. I think I bought the car, I had the stocks, or I cashed my stocks, I bought the car, and then I got laid off. But then I had gotten the job at the luxury hotel, and it was just like there were certain things that confirmed to, like, it was like my life just had upgraded in a way where I was able to afford the car. But at this, it's like, you know how when you know how they say that you should live below your means, and like that's the way to build wealth, and um to have like a ceiling of money that you save and can invest and stuff like that. Because of this car, well, not just because of this car, I'm like, there's lots of other reasons why I'd say that I was just kind of floating above surface. And that's why sometimes I'd feel insecure about having this car. And like, people, like, sometimes people would compliment me, oh, you have a nice car. And I'd be like, I didn't even get it because, or like, I didn't even get it for that reason. Like, or like sometimes I'd say I should have gotten a Toyota or something, like I should have gotten a cheaper car. But again, yeah, I would always tell people I only got it for the sunroof. And there were definitely some people who did not believe me. Who, I remember I had one friend that was just come on, Lauren, you know you didn't get it for the sun. No, I got it for the fucking sunroof. I got it for the sun. I claim that with my whole heart. I don't care who feels that that was dumb, but the reason why I'm making this video is because uh okay, so I already made the video about how my car got broken into a couple weeks ago, right? And I had said that I felt like it was attached to something bigger. And that actually did prove to be true. I in the future will probably make, because I feel like there's still more to that bridge of incidents, so that's why I haven't made that update yet. Um but something significant has happened already from the chain of events starting from that. Anyways, but today I had noticed that um I must have hit a pothole very recently because there one of my tires has I guess like a rim dent in it, so it's like losing air from there. And I just the tires that I have right now, the winter tires that I have right now, I bought at the beginning of the season, so these tires are essentially new. And when I saw it, it's like I felt the thoughts that would normally come up for people if they saw that, which were like, of course, like, ugh, why is this happening kind of thing. But at the same time, it's just like, it's hard to explain how it was almost as if these thoughts came up and I was just like, no, no. I had two distinct thoughts. So the very first one is the same as when the car got broken into, where I was like, this is happening for a reason that I'm not able to explain right now, but what it is signifying to me is that something is coming in for me to be able to offset this cost. And unlike because last time I just thought it was something big, but this time I I sig- I wholeheartedly feel it has to do with some sort of abundance flowing in, because honestly, since that car break-in, I have felt so abundant and I have had so many things energetically reflect that I am just so abundant in life. Like, uh there's a quote that came, or that a friend brought up to me, or not a quote, there's a Bob Marley interview that a friend brought up to me recently, or reminded me of it recently. And it's like somebody had asked Bob Marley if he was a rich man, and he responded by saying something to the effect of, it depends on what you believe rich is. And I feel that so deeply in this time. And hopefully, if you found me, that's something that resonates with you as well. uh and yeah, with this, it's just like, especially with what had happened with the car break-in and that chain of events, I I just looked at it and I was just like, something is shifting right now in that abundance, where this this isn't a worry. That's what it was. It was like the initial thoughts of worry wanted to come up, but it's just like my brain is hardwired right now. Sorry, that there was a car that just passed by where the window, or like the window looked like it was popped up. That was so weird. Anyways, I have hardwired my brain to look at everything that other people would look at as a problem, and just for it to be evidence to me of blessings. I can't see anything but blessings. But the second thought that I had that was connected to this was, like, when I was driving, because like I said, it's pretty, my mechanic confirmed this, that the way that probably happened was I probably ran over a pothole. So I started to think about how maybe this is also a lesson for me to be more present while I'm driving this car and be more appreciative of this car that has served me for the past 6 years, that has taken me to all these places safely and has given me a taste of luxury that a lot of people at my age, from 25 to now, don't get to experience. And like I said, this is a very beautiful car. There's so many features this car has that, like, a regular car doesn't really have. Like, the way it drives so smooth, certain safety features that it has. Yeah, just like little thing, such little things like the speakers. As you know, I'm very connected to music, so the fact that I can hear my music so clearly at, like, really high decibels when I ride around, and I have especially in the summer, I have this sunroof open, and I have the car, like, music blasting. Like, I've had so many moments like this. And I think also in the past day, or yesterday, I had come across a lecture by someone, and he was talking about how there's a lot of people who buy assets that make them look rich before they actually get rich. And he said, and basically the sentiment was, get rich first. Myron Golden, check him out if you need to get on that rich mindset. And I was sitting with that lecture, and for the like, I've always toyed with the thought of trading in my car, but there was a part of me that told, or for the longest time, there was I it was like I should only be upgrading. It's like, when I say that, I don't mean like luxury to luxury. I mean from sedan to an SUV. But the cost, like, the cost associated with financing an SUV is like damn near the same as this car right now, right? And yeah, I'm starting a business right now. So it's just like a lot of things are unstable on a 3D financial level, right? So it's like one of those things where I've just been keeping the car because in my mind it's cheaper than upgrading, but it had never occurred to me that maybe I should just downgrade temporarily. It's like, if I already know that I'm destined to be rich because my frequency is rich, my frequency is abundant. My frequency reflects the frequency of somebody with a calm nervous system that is able to accept wealth. And also, I there's so many things I learned. I realized, like, the fact that I'm financially literate. Like, did I learn a little late? Yeah, but that skill has come to me for a reason. And I was like, I had sat with the thought of, what does it matter if for a few months, while everything is like, I'm planting these seeds, if I know these seeds are going to sprout, what's a couple months with a beater car, or like a, not a beater car, but, like, like a car that serves the same function, that gets me from A to B, but will cost significantly less because of all those things that I had mentioned earlier, because I would be paying regular gas, and I would be paying regular premiums on insurance, and I can get regular parts, because it's like, there's so many blessings that have come with me being able to maintain this car for the past 6 years. Like, I met a mechanic very synchronistically that specifically had owned a car, the same car, and was willing to charge me just labor and parts. And, like, he knows how to source parts very well because he's a mechanic. Whereas if I go to the dealership, oh my God, the one time I actually went to the dealership for a service, holy shit, the amount of money that they charged me, stupid amounts of money. So when I had met that mechanic, oh my God, what a miracle. Anyways, but yeah, what's it to me to live like that for a few months, if especially if I truly don't care to be driving a luxury car, which yeah, I don't. And it's like for me the sacrifice, and I don't even necessarily have to make that sacrifice, because maybe I find another car that yeah has all these more effective features, but also has a moonroof as well. You know, it's like but my point is like I can let go of the car. And in the past day, I've been sitting with that, and with the thought that I had earlier about being more present with the car while I have the car, it made me realize that over the years that this car has served me, I have not been serving it, because my mom gets on me all the time for this. I believe I'm a great driver. I have never gotten into any accidents of my own or anything like that. However, parking this car is low and I am short. So I have damaged the front bumper significantly. My mechanic, it's just like every time I bring this car to my mechanic, he finds new dings. There's so many dings around the car. It's like it's all any damage to the car is all cosmetic. It's like nothing. I have not damaged the car in any way that is significant in the sense that like it's not functional, but like I bang the rims all the time. There's dings all over the fucking body of the car. Um, Not too long ago, I like parked somewhere, and like the I was parking too close, so the mirror got hit, and then like in addition the car break-in thing happened. There's just like so much shit like that, where it's like if I was more present, if I